You're watching Pyro Media Network.
I could be running or I'm chasing you, but I won't. Cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be life. If you hadn't run away.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Hey. Welcome to this week's episode of Nicole D. Vick Live. I am Dr. Nicole D. Vick. And listen, I found this little thing in the house trying to clean up. My daughter done moved out. She moved out a few months ago, but I found this little happy birthday thing. And I said, I'm gonna put this right on top of this head wrap because y'all don't need to see my hair this week. But y'all gonna see my little happy birthday hat. Yay, it's my birthday month. Each and every week I come on here to talk to you about important issues in public health and social justice with, a little black girl magic, little twist on it, little twist. And as I just said, I will be 46 years old on Sunday. I don't know how I got to be 46 because I swore the last time I checked, I was like 25. I don't understand what had happened. But I'm officially in my mid 40s or in my late 40s. Y'all let me know. I don't know when mid starts and ends and when late starts and ends. So I know I'm not early 40s no more. That's done deal. That's gone. September for me is always a time of reflection, of kind of thinking about what I have done and where I am going. And I was reminded today. So last week I told y'all that around this time was the virtual book launch of my first book 4 years ago. But I was just reminded today by someone on Facebook that 3 years ago, I did my nail care and self-care class with my friend Trina from Parenting for Liberation. I pitched my idea to her and she said, that's a great idea. And we had this really cool little nail care class and I was teaching people how to polish their nails and stuff. So September is always a time where like good things happen, great ideas happen, epiphanies happen. Sometimes it be some sadness, but something always, comes to mind for me and I learn from it. So this is the time for that for me. And so this week I brought on 3 friends and we're going to talk a little bit about how we met and why I know them and how I know them, but they're going to kind of turn the tables and interview me a little bit and talk about like things that are important to me and just ask some questions. And then I ask each of them to send me off with a best wish for my new year, right? To me, your birthday is your new year. So that's what we're going to do. Let me just name them all first, and then we're going to bring our first one on. So Jenny McKinney, who has been a guest on the show before, she's going to be our first one. Jackie Provost is our second one. And then Felicia Scarpati is going to be the last guest. And I'm actually put her last for a very specific reason. Like I'll be having reasons and thoughts behind things. So we're going to bring them on. Let's see how this goes. Cause they was kind of like, what we doing? Cause I'll be having ideas, y'all. And most of the time I can convince people, but sometimes they be like, girl, what is we doing? So let's bring on Jenny. Let's see how this goes. Thank
Happy
you.
birthday. I don't know how to do the remix now.
I know there's so many new versions, and they be singing. I'm like, wait a minute, and yes,
Girl,
I only know the Stevie Wonder and then the OG. That's all I know.
that ain't my
Oh,
ministry.
exactly. I just like to watch the videos and be like, that is so bomb. That is so bomb. Okay. So I'm gonna ask the producer to put the picture up of me and you because one thing I always am amazed by. I swear to goodness be that me and you actually look a lot alike.
We
Okay.
do.
We are not
No matter what
related.
the hairstyles, we always seem to be favor. I think it's the high cheekbones, the
And the
complexion,
eyes. I think it's
and the
the eyes
eyes. We
too.
have some of the same complexion. We both have like red and yellow in our cheeks.
See? So we might be twins in another universe, a parallel universe. I don't know, but I feel like we definitely favor each other. Cousins, something. We got something going on. So
Mhm.
I met you. How did we meet? You tell the story.
So this is my story.
What had happened was
Was how I remember it. I think I was in a little training, working for a little government, somewhere in LA. um, and you were doing, I think I was a trainee at the time, and you had already been established probably there for like maybe I think you got like 3 years or 2 years before me, because they was on a hiring phrase and whatnot. But you were doing some of the trainings that I had to attend to for my position. So how you go through these health education trainings, and I think I was an investigator and stuff like that. So you were doing the trainings, and then after that, I think we just developly, gradually, we just kept seeing each other, outside of work and then inside of work, and we both kept volunteering for like the same things, and gradually, like we developed a cool working relationship, but then outside relationship. And then I think you were on your healthy journey. You was going through the biking to I don't know to Florida or something. Then you became vegan or vegetarian, one of those. And then Nicole was always doing something, but I really looked up to her like as like because oftentimes people have when they're in the workplace, that oftentimes not everybody has a very good experience because there's always this, I hate to say it, this like crabs in a barrel type of mentality, this backbite and ooh, why'd you blow me up like that, man?
Girl,
Trying to embarrass me?
here you go.
Live on her birthday? What you doing back there? Okay, I'm just kidding. Make me look good. I'm like, this side, you're already switching the camera sides on me. Okay, no. But I felt like she really had a very good positive spirit. She wasn't into like the gossiping and all that. She just lived her life and just like, did the things, and she was very supportive. And like she did a lot of things. She did a lot of community things outside of work. So that's what I think I really admired about her. And just, doing the things as a a young Black woman, we weren't that far apart in the age, but still I'm not that person that's a hater. I'm not that person that's a hater. I'm a person that's a congratulator. I want to see how you did it, what you're doing, how can I be down, or can you teach me? I'm one of those. I'm always a learner because I always feel like I've always been possibly like the youngest at everywhere I worked because I've always worked with older people, because I've always been the youngest because I graduated from medical assistant school while I was still in high school. So I've always had a job where it was just like older people. So I've always had to, learn from other people, or just a mindset to wanting to learn, and not feel like I'm being degraded or anything like that. But Nicole was also very, I would say, teacherish, like very comforting. I mean, it probably fits what you do now because you are a professor.
That is hilarious. One of my favorite moments with you is actually the picture that was put up a few minutes ago. So remember, I don't remember how many years passed between the two events, but I had gotten the 40 under 40, right? During
Mhm.
in that second district, whatever the Empowerment Congress thing, right? And
Mhm.
I don't remember if it was exactly the next year, but it was however many years later, I was able to go see you get your
Yes,
40 under
you did.
40, right? And I think
Yes.
it's a testament to what you're talking about. It's like, I don't believe in gatekeeping. a lot of times I've been hearing around the grapevine on social media that a lot of times in professional spaces, younger Black women feel like the older Black women are like, well, you need to figure it out however you figure it out, because I had to. But I have never felt that way. Like, I'm like, girl, you need to apply for this thing. And you got the thing. So it's like, I'm going to help you however I can, because to me, life is hard already. Right.
Yeah, and I
So
think it's just the
yeah,
equal amount, it's the equal of support. I pour into you, you pour into me. There was never, oh, well, I did this, well, you didn't do this. It was just always like really genuine. Cause I think I was hustling, bustling, trying to get to your award thing because there wasn't no parking. I was circling for hours, like what the heck? But I was determined to get there no matter what. I wasn't like, oh, I ain't got dressed, I don't have nothing to look. I'm gonna show up.
yeah.
You know,
And I
whenever
appreciate that.
I'm gonna show up, you're gonna know I'm there, and I was there. I think you still have that picture from yours, or it was
I
posted
do.
probably on
I
Facebook
do.
or
I still
something.
have it. I still got it.
Yeah, and then like I just think so I feel like a lot of times people, women in general, I feel like no matter what culture, but I feel like ours is just more amplified for some odd reason. Um, we hate on each other so much that when it comes to things like this part is not amplified. Like she said, she won the 40-41 award. I didn't think nothing of it, but just to go out and support her because she was doing the dang thing. And I didn't really think nothing of it until like I think like 2 years later or whatever. Then I went up for it, but it wasn't like, oh, I want to do it. It was just like it just kind of happened naturally. You know what I'm saying? I did the things that I was already doing in mental health. I was already doing the HIV/AIDS advocacy, and then it crossed over. So it was just a natural thing. Like I said, we've always, outside of our workspace, we were always doing community activities, and we were always doing fun stuff too in the same realm. So we just naturally blended together and stuff. And I got to know her daughter. You got to go to her house for other functions, and things of that nature. And then behind the scenes, when we poured out, crying, having bad days, girl blue, giving the blues, broke days, my broke days. But I mean, I'm just saying, just all like real stuff. It's like real girls support real girls. That's what we get. And then there's some things we may not agree, but it's never like a fallout or anything. It just is what it is, because we respect each other and we hold each other in much high regard. And I don't think a lot of people have that, but I sometimes feel like, I think, and then in that environment, certain environments can be toxic. I used to be scared to work with women, especially some of us, until I had very positive experiences. And I think once you have those positive experiences, once you put that thing out there, now I ain't gonna lie, some people just miserable, okay? Some people out there are just miserable, and you just gonna have to put your big girl panties on and navigate the waters. But not everybody is like that. There are people out there that want to see other Black women in their spaces, because nobody wants to. There's no reason no Black woman or woman of color wants to be higher up in rank up there by themselves.
Right.
They don't.
Exactly.
If they do, they're lying to you.
Right. I think that is so important. And we're getting ready to go to commercial, Jenny. So before we go, I want you to send me off. This is, like I said in the opening, this is my new year. So in one sentence, what you want to tell me, so that as I walk into my new year of 46,
I don't know. I don't want to cry.
Oh Lord, please don't do that.
I want to cry. I wish you much success. And
I know, now you about to make me cry, child. Lord.
I guess because like you see somebody grow like into a beautiful person inside out, and those person's challenges, and you want that to continue. So right. I want you to grow in that, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and still blossom, and wishing you much success, but also much happiness and good health.
Thank you. Thank you. Especially with the health. Yes. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
I'm gonna see you in a minute. We're gonna go to commercial and we're gonna head on to our next guest. But thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
Like I'm a Miss crier, and I'm an empath.
Girl. All right, we going to commercial.
Okay. Okay.
Elevate your entertainment with Watch Vim. Discover the ultimate online streaming destination. Get an auto-renewing monthly subscription for unlimited content on all devices. Join us in supporting a Black-owned streaming platform that brings top-tier entertainment. Let the streaming excitement begin at Watch Vim, your seamless experience for endless entertainment. Stream online or download the Watch Vim app now.
Are you ready for enlightening conversations that transcend boundaries? Get ready for Conversations with Clergy, brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network. In partnership with the world's largest publicly funded international collaboration, the HVTN is dedicated to evaluating vaccines to prevent HIV and COVID-19. But their impact doesn't stop there. The HVTN is at the forefront of advancing vaccinology, social and behavioral sciences, statistics, immunology, and even contributing to the research on tuberculosis and COVID-19 vaccines. By supporting Conversations with Clergy, the HVTN not only brings you thought-provoking discussions, but also contributes to the global effort to combat infectious diseases. Tune in, stay informed, and be a part of the change. Conversations with Clergy, supported by the HVTN, empowering conversations, empowering lives. Join us in this journey of knowledge, understanding, and progress. Conversations with Clergy, proudly brought to you by the HIV Vaccine Trials Network, because together we can make a difference.
And we're back. My bad. I always be dancing. Again, this is the birthday extravaganza. I got my little birthday little thing on that I found in the closet. Hey, so whatever it is, what it is. Is my friend Jackie here? Did she make it? Did she make it on through? Producer, is she here? I think that's a no. Okay. Let's bring on our last guest, Felicia. Oh, there's Jackie right there. I was scared. I was like, where's Jackie at? There you go, girl. Hey,
Am I feel like I'm off. Is my
like,
internet off? Is it slow? Because I feel like I'm moving slow. But we good?
I mean, you feel okay to me. I don't know. My internet always be raggedy, so I have no idea. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I was scared. I was saying, Lord, she ain't. What happened?
You know how I be, Nicole. You know how I be in these
I
streets.
know. That's why I said, why did I put her first? No.
Everything was perfect. Everything was perfect, but something came on, and actually, I have good news to share with you about where I've been. So I went to this. You remember Mary Jane Puffer? She's now the executive director for LA Trust for Children's Health. They had their annual gala tonight, and so I did my little pop in and pop out. But as I popped in, I ran into Jim Mangia with St. John and Louise McCarthy and Mary Jane Puffer and all. And they're like, "Well, where are you headed?" And I was like, "Oh, I gotta go. I gotta go to my girl Nicole Vick's live show. I'm on the podcast to wish her a happy birthday, and they all were like, "Oh, please tell her that I said hello." Every one of them was just like, "Oh yes, no, we know Nicole. She is amazing." Jim Anja in particular, he said, "Please tell her I said hello."
And I haven't seen him in years.
Yeah, that's your impact, Nicole. Shoot, people pay attention and people remember.
That's funny because somebody else I was talking to said, "Hey, I went to HR to get my live scan." And this lady said, "Hey, tell Nicole I said hi." And I said, "Who were it?" "I don't know. She had some twisties in her hair." I'm like, that does not help me.
That's not help.
But okay.
Yep.
Well, I'm so glad. That's awesome. I'm really glad. I might have to reach out to them and be like, "Oh my gosh, how are you?" So we've known each other forever, but I want to share one of our favorite moments before we kind of keep going. One of the favorite moments with you was when I convinced your behind to get on do that dang on A's ride. Because
oh man.
First of all, I don't even know how I convinced myself to sign up.
I don't need to Nicole, girl. I was like, first of all, you brought it to the table. You're like, come on and do this. Somebody convinced you. And I was like, and you're like, you're the only person I can ask.
Which is true, because was not nobody else gonna do it. I said, somebody gonna do this, Jackie gonna do it. And I was right. And I don't know how I convinced myself and you to do this.
What were we, the Soul Sisters of South LA or something like that? What was it?
No, we were the Ladies of Soul.
Ladies of Soul. Ladies of Soul. Yes.
And we did that. We trained. We trained for like 6 months, and we took that ride.
We got these expensive bikes, all the gear, the clothes, girl.
And do we have those bikes today? Well, I know I don't. I sold my bike. My bike gone.
My cousin had mine stolen. I lent it to my cousin, and in his care, it was stolen. But I actually got it replaced. Got another one. But yeah.
Maybe one day I'll get another bike. But
you remember my friend Amy, because Amy had done the AIDS Life before, and she did it again our year. She just sent me an email that they're not. I think this is the last one coming up. 2025 is going to be their last one. Yeah, I'll send you the email. Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's it. It's the end of a legacy. I don't know what. It's very special.
So do we do the last one?
Ah! I know I'm
not. I don't think I can. I think my ankle gonna be like boo boo.
That's a definitely like, okay, bucket list. I can say I did it. Don't need to do it again.
Because that was like 12 years ago.
Yes, that was.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 12 years. It was 10 years and 22. Yep.
Yes,
12 years ago.
Okay, we're going to let that go. So,
we're going to let it go.
Okay. So the purpose of this episode is the birthday extravaganza. And I was asking people to either have questions for me or express a wish for me as I start my new year. You know, your birthday is your new year for yourself.
I like to see it as a journey. It's your next journey around the sun. So what is it that's going to happen on this incredible journey around the sun for you? So, but yeah, so you know, I mean, we've known each other for years, and it was because of you that I'm now teaching at Occidental. When you had to go and get your doctorate and you realize that maybe you can't do all things that you can do, even though you can, you gifted me with this great opportunity. And it's been, talk about journeys. It's been a journey. But, you know, kind of like I just want to, you know, talk about your transition. You've always been an educator, right? You went into public health as a health educator. You were, I mean, we met while you were, you know, working with SPA 6, South LA. We were doing community partnerships, community, you know, relations type thing, community outreach. And so it's obviously a natural transition, but just kind of talk about, you know, as a professor, what were the things that were kind of like driving you that, you know, got you to continue to do it? You know, how did you feel in terms of your role as a public health professional? You know, just, you know, what was that like going into public health teaching? at a university?
I loved it. And it was really about, for me, and I've said this before, it was really about bringing the Black girl magic version of public health to the students. So Oxy is liberal arts college, but the student body is very, I'm not going to say it's homogenous. I'm not going to say that because it diverse in some ways, but in some ways, you don't really run across a lot of Black students at the school. And when you do, it's like, oh my gosh, yay, yay, yay. I remember a student reached out to me at the end of a class. He was like, "You're my first Black teacher here." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so excited to have you." So I always wanted to bring myself along with my lived experience and what I know about public health to the classroom. And I think that was just really, really important to me because I wanted to nurture that next generation of public health professionals. Even if they didn't decide to go into public health, I wanted them to have a lens, a frame, a social justice frame by which they saw the world. And that way they would move in the world in a way that made sense, that was equitable, that, would be something that they would be proud of and that I would be proud of. Like, oh my gosh, I had an impact. And it's always amazing to see the students. They'll reach out to me, "Hey, Professor Vick," or whatever they call me, Dr. Vick, whatever. "I'm doing this fellowship," or "Can you write this letter of recommendation for me?" So I always was like just really excited to bring them real life public health, but from my perspective. Like, listen, I might very well be your first Black teacher, and guess what? You finna get a good one that stay off of Crenshaw Slauson, and we finna talk about all the things, and not just what's in the textbook. And so that was just really my thing, and I wanted to grow some public health people, and hopefully I have in some way. That was it, really.
Awesome. And I mean, you shared that before because, I wanted to make sure to maintain that your purpose of one, giving your Black girl magic experience perspective on public health, because there is no other experience of a Black woman's public health, right? And just in terms of how we are impacted by policy, impacted by, all those white supremacist racist structures. So I definitely want to appreciate your intention of getting another Black woman professional in public health to continue on your legacy. But then also the importance of, building excitement around working in public health and what that means. Because I remember when I first started, it was just overwhelming, right? It's just so many different directions you can go into public health. But as long as we got people aware and talking and seeing how their interests really connects, I think that's been exciting when you see the econ students, the art students, all kind of see how, wait, there are things that I can do that I have an interest in and I'm passionate about, and use skills in other ways from other disciplines to do so. So
exactly. All right. This went right really fast, Jackie. You got to tell me what is your wish and vision for me?
Okay.
Make my next circle around the sun.
All right. My wish for you, Nicole, is one, that this be a year of you. This last year has been, quite interesting, especially in the most recent, now what are we on, day almost 100 or so of your ordeal. And so it is it's your due. This is the year of your due, because you are so incredible and so special, and that you give so much to so many. That I want you to sit back. I want you to enjoy and receive your flowers, receive your graces fully, because they give them to you. So receive them fully and enjoy yourself. This is your year, your due, to be great and fab as you are.
Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate you. And we'll be in touch because, I'm probably going to need, I'm like, hello, can somebody help me, please?
Oh, just call me up. I'm there. No,
you live down the street, so I'm like, help. And I'll just give you a shout out because, you're one of the first people like, hey, what you need? What's going on? And then this big giant, y'all should have seen this big giant bottle of Tylenol. It was from Costco, so it was going to be big, but it was like big. And I do definitely appreciate that. As hard as it is and as independent as I am, it's hard to ask, right? So, and I'm like, but I have to, because I can't do the things that I'm doing that I normally do. And I appreciate you for showing up in that way. So thank you for that. And thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you made it.
You too. Happy birthday. See you soon. Love you.
Thank you, Jackie. Bye. We're going to bring on our next guest, Miss Felicia. Hey, friend.
What's going on, darling?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing this as good as I can do. You know what I mean? I mean, today, this has been an amazing episode, and I'm so glad that, again, I'll be coming up with stuff, and it's really turned out really well. And so I'm so excited. And I wanted you to come on at the end to close it all up because I feel like you have this spirit and this sort of sense of knowing that I think is really important. And I feel like I wanted that to kind of close me out, just wrap it up with a bow. So let's talk about how we met, though. We met on LinkedIn.
We did. We did when I first got my book, and you were one of the first people to purchase it, Manifesting with Their Ancestors. You were the first one, like literally the first 100 people to buy my journal. And I didn't know you, but that was the introduction. That's exactly how we met. And then I was on your show.
See? Previous guest. And it's so crazy. Like, I don't know if people think of LinkedIn as that place to connect like that, but it really is. We have really come across, both of us have come across some really cool people. Like, we realized that you knew John, and I don't even remember how I knew John, but he was just there. And then like, oh, I know John too. And we, it's so cool how those networks get sort of put together on LinkedIn. So I'm like, kudos to LinkedIn.
Just him following, and he was like, hey, I'm from Memphis, and and everybody knows who the Fords are in Memphis, but that's how that conversation came to be with John Ford Jr. So
yeah, so awesome. And we almost met in person. So y'all who are watching, we have not met in person yet. We almost did, though. We came real close.
We were supposed to.
But the universe had other intentions, and that's okay. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
It's okay. Things happen, but it sat you down briefly. It's a brief. Maybe the ancestors wanted you to sit down. They didn't have to go about it like that, but
that's what I'm saying.
There's a reason that they said, I need you to sit down for a minute, and you're gonna sit down one way or the other. So
I just wish that they had just asked me, because I would have did it. But I remember, I think I told you, my daughter was like, "No, you would, because you don't listen. You don't."
We say we're gonna listen, but we don't until we get tapped on our butt. Then it's like, oh, are you talking to me? Wait, let me listen, because this is getting kind of hectic right now. So,
so clearly, like we said, I guess I'm supposed to be seated, and indeed I am. But like you said, temporarily, we will be back better than ever, and that's fine. And I want to ask you, so, birthdays are a really important time. And I don't know if you have any thoughts around that, thinking about the premise of your book and the journal you wrote. Like, is there any significance around birthdays, and sort of, is it a time of renewal? Like, I don't know what you think about that.
I think it's a time of renewal and reflection. It gives you the opportunity to look back at what you did this year and what did you accomplish when you set your goals. So everybody sets their goals on January 1st because it's the new year. I set my goals on my birthday. Which way, my next journey around the sun. I don't wait until January. I'm not a January baby. I'm an October baby. I'm a Libra kid. You almost made it. You almost made it.
Yeah.
But that's when I make my promises to myself, promises that I know I'm going to keep, because breaking promises to myself is not an option. So whatever it is that I promised myself last year, I start reflecting on, okay, I promised myself this. Did I do it? Did I complete it? Or did I get close enough to completing it? Then I start making my plans for the next year. And, the promises that I plan to keep for myself the next year. So again, it's the reflecting, and then making the plans for the next year.
I think that is a really good idea, to use your birthday as that day to kind of move forward instead of waiting for January. Mm-hmm. I mean, I know the new year, but it's like, well, maybe what I would do is set the intention on my birthday, and then maybe January is the year, the midpoint, or a nice little, am I on track? Maybe that would be a good idea. But I actually like that idea of not doing it in January and doing it on your birthday.
That's your year. That's your year. That's your solar year. January belongs to everybody. Your personal solar year, your birthday.
And we don't want to belong to everybody,
Ooh, we sure don't. Not that we could, when you're that special and that organic, you can't belong to everybody.
We don't want to be for the streets. So
No.
in closing, this segment goes really fast, but I want to talk about like we haven't known each other very long, but I do feel like there's a connection. I think I told you my ancestors are from Tennessee.
Mhm.
I have slave narratives, I have census documents that, kind of put me, make it very clear that Tennessee is where we originate from, at least from my mother's side. And so I even felt that like, well, there's that connection. And then the whole idea of your journal, this really for me being tied into my ancestors really strongly. Any thoughts for me as I start my new year?
Without a doubt. My wish for you this year is that you manifest, realize, and actualize your destiny. Whatever it is that you were brought here to do, I wish that your ancestors will clear the path for you to accomplish that. And of course, I wish you happiness, joy, peace, prosperity, and all the love your heart can take. Something special in that love that belongs to you and a kindred spirit. Just you and a kindred spirit. And all the prosperity and everything else that comes with it.
See, that's why I brought you to close us out. Because I'm like, wait. Thank you so much, Felicia. And I'll be in touch with you, of course, when everything goes forward with what I'm going through. You already know what that is. But I thank you so much. I think you've brought so much to me, as have the other two guests that I've known. And it's so funny because I've known them longer, but I feel like it's the same. It's no different to me. It's not like, oh, I just met you. It's like, no, we're all like connected.
I tell people all the time when people are like, well, I knew such and such longer. Time does not create space. Time doesn't create a kindred spirit. It doesn't create love. It's, when you meet that person, your souls are connecting. And if that's what they're supposed to do, time has nothing to do with it. So I'm going to wish you a happy birthday, but in Yoruba. Iku Ojoy Ibi. In Yoruba, the native tongue of the Yoruba people in Nigeria, that's how you say happy birthday. So once again, Ojoy Ibi.
Thank you. And those are our ancestors for real, for real. Them is the originals, right? That's where we come from. So wow. Exactly. Thank you so much.
You are
Thank you so much, Felicia, for being here.
I am so grateful to know you.
Likewise. This has been amazing. So I'm going to go ahead and close the show out. Thank you so much again, Felicia, for being here. Thank you, Jackie and Jenny. You guys have been so amazing. This has been a great episode. I'm glad. Listen, I'll be coming up with stuff and I feel like I'll be getting it. And thank you so much. I saw some of the comments as I was talking. Thank you all so much for the birthday wishes. I'm so excited. I think 46 is going to be the year. I say that every year, but I feel like for real, this is going to be the year. But again, thank you all for watching. Next week, we're going to run a rerun because my daughter last year roasted the heck out of me for my birthday. And I feel like I have to rerun that episode because it is hilarious. So tune in next week for that. If you missed it last year, you can see it again. Besides that, you can find me on my social media. I have a website. Let's start with the website, www.NicoleDvick.com. You can find old podcast episodes that I've been guests on. You can find this podcast on the YouTube videos, my nail looks, my books. I have 3 books. Yes, I'm like, how many? I'm like 3. Pushing Through, Finding the Light in Every Lesson, Push Through, 52 Weeks of Light in Tough Times, and the latest, Triumph in the Trenches, which is an anthology that I'm in, along with 20 plus other authors about Black professionals, helping them navigate the work site. I'm also on social media. I'm gonna get back on TikTok, y'all. I'm gonna come back. I got to, because TikTok is really where I should be. But I took a little time off. I'm like, I'll be back. But I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram as well. All right, y'all. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you to my fabulous guests. I will see y'all for sure, like live, first week of October. We're going to talk about healthcare, baby, because I got something to say. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Good night.
you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.